Hello, Aries North Node. This is Samara, your Feminist Alchemist. Welcome to your reading for the Spring Equinox 2023. Please note that these are general messages, so not all of the messages may apply to you. Just take what resonates and leave the rest for whoever else in your Aries North Node collective needs to hear that message at this time. If you are feeling this reading, you can give it a like, a thumbs up. Do remember to subscribe to the channel so that I may better connect to your energy, and click the notification bell so that you know when I upload. So these messages are going to apply from March 20th up until March, April, May, let's say June. Can I count 3 months? I think, yeah, June 20th, March 20th to June 20th. Yes. And the theme of these North Node readings at this time is all about emerging from the shadow, emerging from the cocoon, and grounding everything that has happened in the quantum and etheric realms into our physical, conscious reality. And integrating all of that transformation into our day-to-day lives. So that is what I was guided towards. It actually all started with, if you pay attention to my channel, I did a little Ascension Messages podcast from Anubis, or with Anubis consciousness, and we spoke there about also acknowledging the shadow, acknowledging what's in the shadow, and moving forward as a whole embodied being. So you can check that out if that's of interest to you. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and I will just give you a quick rundown of how this reading works. I have several decks set up that I've selected and meditated on before starting this series of readings. And we're going to start with the universal energies. Those are the big overarching energies that are at play in your life at this time, or for the Aries North Node at this time. And then we go to the 5D, higher self, future self, and what they would like to communicate to you at this time, what direction they would like you to focus your energy, what they would like you to be aware of for your expansion. And then we have 3D, what opportunities in your physical reality are showing up for you to grow, to learn, to release, and to move into the 5D. And then we ask for how do we bridge the 3D physical reality with the 5D? How do we make that transition in our way of thinking and being to elevate our vibration? And then what do I do? Then I do 4 cards every month, or every series of readings. It's different. This one is about advice on how to ground all of the transformations into your physical reality. Sometimes it's karma, sometimes it's past lives, but for this series, we're doing grounding, which I need as well. So maybe it's selfish of me. No, I got the message that that's what we should be doing. And then I'll pull some final oracles, and that will be the end of the reading. Now, I think I have completed all of the necessary introductory information. So with that, I will start shuffling for the universal energies. Oh, wait, there's one thing I forgot to mention. This is a North Node reading. It does not apply to any other placement. I only read for the North Node in these readings. If you're not sure where your North Node is located by the Western astrology, in Vedic astrology, it may be different. But Western astrology, you can check my website. I do have a link in the description box below to a North Node chart where you can simply look up your birth date and you will see where the North Node was at that time. Right, and if you are not sure what is the North Node to begin with, there's also a link in the description box to a little informational video that I have on how my guides explained the North Node to me, at least in the beginning. I feel I need to make another one because there's been more information coming in about that. Universal energies. Back to the shuffling for Aries North Node. Universal energies for Aries North Node. I need to ground a second because I just realized there was one step of my opening that I did not do. So I'll do a quick little pause and I'll be right back. Yes, it's very important to open or to ground and do the proper incantations before opening yourself up to any energies, and I missed a step, so I had to go back. I was just so eager to begin because it's been a while since I've done any readings. So let me get out your universal energy cards. So these are 3 that flipped over, and I need to do one more. Aries North Node. I'm going to go with that one. And there's one more. There we go. Okay. So we have fairies. And that's interesting because when I said I have to pause and complete the ritual to open this reading, some of the beings that appeared were fairies. So, fairies, renewal, dreams. And then we have 2 cards at the end. We have universal connection and path of the soul. I have a feeling that those 2 cards may come up a lot in these readings. Yeah, so let's see. So what I'm getting here is there are things in your childhood memories, your childhood, that have the potential to sprout. There's a childlike energy available to you. And childlike not in the sense of immaturity, but in the sense of finding joy and interest in everything. That potential is there. And if you have been worn down, there's the energy of releasing disappointments, releasing expectations of being disappointed, and releasing any beliefs that limit the potential of what you're able to experience. Cynicism, things like pessimism, procrastination, things like that. The potential, the energy is available to make your dreams come true, meaning that it's also manifestation for all of us, not just Aries North Node, but for all of us, manifestation is speeding up. So being clear about our dreams is very important at this time, and particularly for you, Aries North Node. I see that dreams that you may have laid to rest because you thought they're just not possible, or you're too old, or someone told you you're not good enough, it's too expensive to take that course of action, it's too risky. All of that will come to the surface to be reassessed, right? With the light of the new awareness that you have been grooming, or your guides have been grooming in you for the last 6 months. And we have universal connection and path of the soul. You're being aligned with your soul path, whether or not it feels good at the moment, because I am getting the sense that with this renewal over here, there may be things that you are hesitating to let go of because it may seem, the fairy energy, it may seem naive or childish to have those sort of dreams. But universal connection means that also, if you're looking, there's a potential for you to actually see the connection between your circumstance and your greater purpose. And if you look at your journey up to now as well, there is the potential to see like how circumstances have led you to where you are, and the freedom that you also have to continue moving on from your circumstances if they do not satisfy you, right? Because it just keeps moving. The only thing that can stop you is if you refuse to allow renewal, right? Just as your cells regenerate, so must your thoughts and your perspectives, is what I'm hearing. Let's go to the 5D. Union. Kindness. Divine Masculine. Time. Remember I said something about feeling like you're too old? That came back with that card coming out. Obviously that doesn't apply to everyone, but you know, even people who are in their early 20s can feel like they're too old for something. So, grace. Conception. And I knew that was coming. Romantic love. I just had this. As soon as union came out, it's like it could be union, you know, in a more, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, less specific, more general way. But yeah, with romantic love coming up, there is definitely some relationship stuff lingering that needs to be cleared. So this is your 5D, higher self, future self, telling you, so hey, these are some things that you need to look at that are kind of bouncing around in your subconscious that you are more than ready to clear as well if you take the steps to do so. So we have union. The energy of union activates our ability to unite our outer and inner aspects toward a state of wholeness. I feel with this card that some of you have been playing, you're one person at home and another person outside. And I get the impression, I'm seeing and feeling that for some of you that this is like you have a work mask, if you will. Um, and it may be falling away. So the ways that you are used to dealing with people in order to protect your vulnerabilities, your heart, in order to be accepted, that is falling away, and it may be very uncomfortable. But I want you to know that this is a necessary step for you to come into connection with the people and situations that are better aligned to you. Um, because it's a cycle. It's a cycle of when you believe that people will not accept a certain part of you or be judgmental of a certain part of you, then you end up being around people who are judgmental of those things. So accepting it within yourself first is the first step to, and they're already directing me to kindness towards yourself, things that you may feel are vices, shortcomings, because remember, this is all about also, we have my this black obsidian here that shows a lot of what's in the shadow. It doesn't necessarily tell you what to do with it, but shows you what's there. Um, being kind to the parts of yourself that you feel that other people can't value or won't value. And so you don't highlight those things. Um, it does us all a detriment, right? And I find it hard to believe that there's anyone on the planet who does not have a part of them that they kind of hide away, right? For, fear of being judged, abandoned, unlovable, whichever, right? So kindness to yourself is very important, especially to those parts of yourself that you feel others will judge you about. Those are exactly where you should start. And if you find it difficult to be kind to yourself, start with being kind to others. And they say, like, yeah, this is kind of backwards because they say you should be kind to yourself before you're kind to others. That's how the kindness really reverberates, through the universe. And that's true. But what do we do when we have difficulty being kind to ourselves? Those people that trigger you the most are mirroring back to you something that you don't necessarily feel at ease about within yourself. Being kind to them will allow you to be kind to yourself, right? It will start to break down that resistance. Because, yeah, sometimes it's easier to project outwards than it is to go inwards. With the Divine Masculine card, we have the frequency of the Divine Masculine supports our active, focused, and strong side, facilitating our capacity to transform our dreams into form. So, your childlike enthusiasm, the things that you are almost naively enthusiastic about, are perfectly possible if you have a plan. So Aries North Node, it's your South Node is in Libra, right? Which means balance, balance in all things is something that you've mastered in the past. Blazing your own trail is an uncomfortable place for you to be, but is where your energy, it's something that your soul wants to experience and is here to experience. And I love the color of this card with the orange and the purple, I want you to know that you're never out of time to complete or to align with your soul's purpose. It may end up showing up in different ways, right? You may have missed an opportunity to do it, and you'll have to find a new opportunity or a different way of expressing it. But it is always time. It is never really not time, right? And because aligning is not some fireworks show of, everything happy, everything showering down on you, I don't know how to describe it right now, but put it this way, aligning does not mean that when you're aligned that you always feel positive inside of yourself. Sometimes you're aligned and it feels really uncomfortable, and a lot of conflicts happen around you, but it's because you have to shed everything that is misaligned, right? For some of you out there, it's really important that you clear your mind of any thoughts that you've missed your time to do something, or you've missed out on a certain portion of your life. If you got injured, if you had a family emergency that prevented you from completing university or completing a course of study, if you had to, you wanted to move and travel and see the world, but you had a, a relative with a disability or an illness to take care of. They're also telling me if you had a child early in life and that, changed the course of your life, there is still time. There is still time. There's always time. And the fairies are representing, that energy is representing that youthful energy, that magic, that bliss of life and curiosity is always available to you at any age. And the divine never says, you're 50 and you should really stop being so dreamy. No. Dreaminess is part of our creativity, right? Our imagination is part of our creativity, and it's part of how the divine sends us those high, divinely aligned messages are in our imagination as well. Our imagination is a beautifully divine tool for turning dreams into reality and for grounding higher vibrational energies into physical form. Grace is important here because your higher self wants you to accept your life as it has happened, right? There is no changing what has happened in the past. There's only changing what you are able, how you move with it through life and how you view it in respect to how you understand yourself, how you understand your potential, and how you understand your role in the story as well. I'm going to move on from that. We're going to go to conception. And you have a lot about bringing, bringing, I think this is going to be a theme throughout all of the readings, but bringing what's in the higher dimensions down into denser, like into this density. So I'm going to read from the card. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. And with this happening kind of with this dream card over here, it's about you remembering where you began. Those are the words they're giving me. It's about you remembering where you began. That could be different for everyone. I'm seeing, though, like an elementary school. So if you had a way of being, a way of talking, a way of walking, a way of understanding the world, a way of expressing yourself that was squashed by socialization, this is the area where that sorry, I have two conflicting, not conflicting, but I have two messages coming in at the same time. Yes, dreaming. Sorry, I have to recalibrate myself. Reconnect with your dreams for your life, as even if they seem well beyond the realm of what's possible given where you are right now. Right? Everything starts with the seed of an idea, a seed of thought, a seed of desire. So the conflicting messages that came in: conception and romantic love. If you are trying to have a child, it is a good time to work on that. In whatever way working on it means to you. I'll leave that open. And then, but there's also, if you have had a lot of relationships that you felt like you were settling for less, and they're pointing to me particularly in terms of roles in a relationship. So if you identify as female and you are romantically interested in males, you may have had people tell you that your expectations are too high, and men are just like this, men are just like that. And it could be vice versa. It could be as well that you are polyamorous, for example. So basically what I'm getting here is that what is considered the quote unquote status quo in terms of romance and romantic love and love may be something, it feels like it's something that you were pulled into believing, but it was not how you started out and what your deeper desires are for a relationship. But because your expectations have been now molded and fixed by society, it's like your beacon is giving off something other than what's actually inside. And this is saying that if you are in a romantic relationship that you would like to change the dynamics of, it's time for you to shed the limitations that you believe exist on what's possible for romantic love and express that to your partner. If you're single and looking, it's time for you to radiate from your inner being what it is you actually want, and getting clear and honest with yourself about what you actually want in a relationship. And this circles back to unifying the inner self and the outer self. So making sure that what you are saying is what you mean, and how you are treating others is how you want to be treated. And shedding any hurts of the past so that you are free to receive more love. I'm going to head to the 3D now. We have the 3 of Swords in reverse. So this is what's happening in your physical reality, at your day-to-day life. that are showing up as opportunities for expansion. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Am I holding this deck in reverse? No. Okay, making sure. You have a lot of reverse happening. The Six of Wands in reverse. Oh, and of course, the World. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Wands upright. Three of Swords in reverse. I feel that there is some heart opening that wants to happen that is you may be having difficulty doing. For some of you, you have a kind-hearted, friendly person in your environment that you can't believe does not have ulterior motives. Or they irritate you because they're so happy. And there's some resistance to accepting kindness in your environment. So you should look out for that. If you are cranky with someone who is happy, they're giving me the word ditzy as well. So someone that you think that their happiness actually makes them kind of seem unintelligent. You are to look at why that person irritates you so much with their happiness or with their silly jokes, or with, they don't take their job as seriously as you, or they don't take their studies as seriously as you. They're not as professional in the workplace, these type of things. So you may have, they're telling me that you may have a fairy in human form around you. Whether that literally happens, I don't know. I don't know enough about fairies to say that, but someone with a lot of fairy energy, like they're very light. And that tends, and as much as that should be infectious and make other people light, it reflects back that there's something in you that is resisting being light. And then what happens is you then become irritated with the person who is making you aware of something in your shadow, right? I have to say as well, I don't usually, this deck is called the Quantum Tarot. I would never select it for the 3D portion of this reading. But what's happening in our physical reality right now, a lot of it is it's mirroring what's in our shadow so that we can confront it, clear it, accept it, shed light on it. And so that's why they directed me to this deck for this portion of the reading. So if it seems like a downer, this part of the reading, it's because we just, it's about time. We just need to open our eyes and see what's in there. It's time to stop running from it, because it's actually not as scary as we would believe, as our ego would like to believe. 10 of Swords in reverse. I just keep getting this unprocessed heartbreak feeling here. So something wants to come to completion. Your mind is not allowing it to come to completion. and or you need to speak your truth to yourself. It may feel good to say it to one other person as well. It's not necessary. If you have the chance to speak your truth to the person, then speak it to them if it's safe to. When I say safe, I mean like physically. But there is a phase of your life, relationships, that wants to come to an end. And I feel with the Six of Wands in reverse that there is resistance to releasing this. And part of it is who you keep your company with and your habitual actions, like your day-to-day habits. So there's the letting go has to also wants to manifest itself in, even like they're showing me even the time that you wake up in the morning. What is the first thing you do in the morning? Do you have habits from old relationships that you have maintained even though the relationship is over, right? So you may be feeling trapped by your environment at this time and trapped in your routine. I do feel, though, with this World card that you feel that there's something on the horizon for you. And you may feel that it's the right time for something, but I feel that your thoughts are holding you back. I feel doubts coming in. With all of this reverse energy, there's a lot of doubt in your physical reality. And it does show up then. It does confirm itself with the people and situations that you end up in, right? So let's ask now, how can we bridge the 3D and the 5D? We have the Ten of Swords upright. We have the Two of Wands. I feel I have to move that. All right, give me a second. Okay. Because I was getting a message about this card as I was shuffling. So I'm going to go like that. Because I think that came out for that. Final card, I want this one. Three of Pentacles. I'm going to take another. And the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. That is so super good. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Swords. Worry wart. I'm telling you. So how can we bridge the 3D and the 5D? 10 of Swords is like, I'm getting, you cannot change the past. And I'm seeing this cross here, almost as if, don't crucify yourself, blaming yourself, guilt, shame. It all needs to be released. Kindness, as we see down here, and heartache, heartbreak. I know this sounds like I'm making it sound really easy because we get triggered and we react and we act and, but if you're here, I know, and the universe knows, that you reflect on what's on yourself. So you're not afraid of inner work. And that's a good thing, right? There's a lot of freedom when you accept your emotions for what they are. When we don't talk about, oh, well, I was hurt, but, like, you don't need a but. You were hurt. The heart was broken. Things went bad. You experienced something negative. There is nothing, you see, this is also like a shaman whose pain is this rainbow bridge to love, right? You cannot ignore the pain and expect to be healed. That's the sentence that they gave me. You cannot ignore the pain and expect to be healed. How you process that pain, there's so many ways that can be done, right? But positive ways, right? With the Knight of Pentacles and in this position, I feel that you need to just start. It will be like with a slow, steady, and deliberate plan. Remember the Divine Masculine. If you're going to have a out there dream that no one else has ever done, or even if it's been done before, right? But you've never done it. If you're going to have grand dreams, you need to have a grand plan, right? And this is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is deliberate, is getting divine inspiration, and is piece by piece turning it into physical reality. Step by step, piece by piece, putting the puzzle together, right? Using the tools available to him in the physical realm and the non-physical realm, right? You have to use those tools as well. And that's where the Two of Wands comes in here. You do need to make choices about how your habits, and the habits that feed into what it is that you want to accomplish in life. There are very few major decisions in life. We make little decisions every moment of how we are going to live and move through life. And the results, what we see as a result, is an accumulation of all of those small decisions that we make. So it is time for you to evaluate health habits, daily habits, how you spend your time, where you put your energy, gossiping, retelling stories of victimhood. When your emotions hit you and it's an uncomfortable emotion, how do you deal with it? Do you eat? Do you smoke? Do you go for a run? And is whatever your mechanisms are for processing also conscious and serving you in a positive way? Excuse me. And then at the end, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So it's just, If you are looking for love, you will find it in pursuance of, living out your new vibration and with being with like-minded people. If you are already in a loving relationship, there's the potential here for you to either come closer together. Some of you are going to be pulled further apart, to be honest. But you need to be, your visions need to be aligned, you and your partner. And if it's not, then you may be heading out on your own. If it is, then you, your partner, and spirit are going to be aligned to one goal. Pentacles is not just about money. It's about all the comforts of physical life, for me, of earthly life, which means, and that includes emotions, even though, yes, that's cups, but it's just the physical manifestations of all good things, all good energies physically manifested. Comfort of the home, nourishing food, and I'm getting for you also, Aries North Node, there is very much a gift in letting go of whatever this Ten of Swords in reverse is or was. There is a lot. Like, you're going to rediscover a part of yourself that makes you enjoy yourself more. It makes you love yourself, love and enjoy yourself more. And because you are loving and enjoying yourself more, you'll also be enjoying life more. So let's see what the grounding should be in this time for the next 3 months. So we have the Three of Wands, or Three of Fire. Oh, I knew that was coming. Seven of Cups. The Seneschal. I'm trying to remember because this deck is very particular. 12 of Earth would be the 10, 11 page. Knight. It would normally be the Knight of Pentacles there, which you have here. See? And last one. 10 of Wands. 10 of Fire. And at the bottom, you have the Ace of Air. Okay, so what is your grounding advice for the next 3 months, following from the spring equinox into the next 3 months? Chart a course for yourself. Chart a way forward for how you want to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. So I guess we'll start with being clear on what it is you want to accomplish, and then create a plan of action and walk those steps daily. For you in particular, Aries North Node, I feel that once you have the bigger steps in place, you need to break that down into daily tasks, daily habits, in order to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And remember that these don't have to be grand plans for businesses, although it can be. it can just be a plan for how you want to be more happy and fulfilled in your life, how you want to express yourself more fully and more authentically. But a plan is necessary to ground all of that. The Seven of Cups, I'm getting that, yeah, be dreamy about love and be open to all the ways that love can show up for you. Which means also like see love around you in everyday places. Trees, birds, nature in particular. So to ground your transformation, because basically these are what this card are trying to solidify in this reading. To ground your transformation, see and be aware of, because with our third eye here, see and be aware of the flow of love that is everywhere, right? You have lots of options as well for love, lots of options to experience love. And you may as well, when you start looking, realize that you have a lot of options for romantic love, whether or not you're connected to someone. There may be more people out there who are attracted to you than you realize. So yes, make a plan. See love in all things. The Knight of Pentacles. Again. Right. The Dreams card here is also green. And I feel that, once again, it's like you have, this to me feels like a more daily charting of the course. And this is really getting resources together. I feel to ground your transformation, you need to look for earthly resources. They're showing me like someone going for a bank loan, for example. I see some of you selling off possessions, decluttering. And I see strategic purchases. So the Knight of Pentacles, and I feel is, yeah, assembling your resources, assessing and assembling your resources. Because there are parts that if you don't connect what's in your dreams and imagination to a practical, tangible thing, then they have the tendency to float away. And then also you have people who can talk you out of it more easily because you have nothing that grounds it into physical reality. Here are the Three of Fire. You're grounding it with your action and intention. Here with the Knight of Pentacles, the Seneschal, you are grounding it through collecting like the resources. Like look at there's the earrings with all the keys, and who knows where those, like what is in the chest, what this being has stored. Acorns, coins, even the antlers. So, okay, I'll leave that there because gather your resources is the point of that one. And then when we have the 10 of fire, I'm getting two things. Once again, see all the sum of your experiences as a platform from which you are going to grow and expand. Second, you may actually need to go get a chakra clearing, or do some type of method of clearing. Sweat lodge, Reiki, any type of ritual. But I'm feeling that Reiki was lower down on the list. The reasons why, because this is 10 of fire, they want you to actively clear your field, right? Active clearing, active integration of lessons, and active acknowledgement that all of this is actually fuel for the next steps in your life path, in the path of your soul. I feel that the universe is going to, with this universal connection, I feel that the universe is going to bring a couple opportunities or people your way that can bring you into a situation where you get to clear. I even see someone like going in with a group into the forest where people just scream and cry, just release everything. So take that as it resonates. We're on to your final oracles now. So with these ones, I don't necessarily interpret. I just let the reading kind of come to a close by reading the messages from the guidebook. It has never failed me yet, so I will continue with that process. So we have bright, heart, light, open connections, number 18. I'm going to read that first, and then I have two more decks to do. Okay, bright heart, light. Open connections. This peaceful yet powerful priestess of the heart comes to bring you unbounded hope and meaningful connections. She's emerging from the forest where lush green vegetation grows all around her. Like the woman pictured here, a brilliant radiance is sourced at your own heart center, with rays reaching out to the world. Even if you try to contain it, your soul light is energetically vibrant and always longing to connect. This marks a time of opening up for you. You may have been feeling disconnected or isolated lately, by your own choosing or due to circumstances outside your control. Either way, you're getting ready to come out of the trees and forge the profound soul-to-soul connections that enrich your life and bring you into alignment with the universal fields of unlimited abundance. This is a powerful card of manifestation. When you open your heart to receive from and give to others, the universe itself sends kindred souls willing to share their heart light, assistance, and solutions with you. On a purely practical level, this card could portend blossoming friendships and perhaps new love on the horizon. It's time to release your hesitation. Let yourself trust and open up to the honoring support all around you. And the affirmation here is, I am willing to connect. I open my heart and my life to the love and caring friendships my spirit desires and deserves. I won't say anything more about that. I think that we all know how that card connects to this reading. I'm going to take a card from the Inner Peace Oracle as well. Inner Peace Oracle, what? There we go. I was starting to wonder if they did want this deck. So, Oh, 44 again. You got union. Union was number 44. I don't know if you could see it there without me lifting it, but yeah, union, number 44. And then number 44 in this, what's this called again? Inner Peace Oracle. Come together. We need each other. Where have you been separating yourself or pushing against others and the world? This is coming right under that kindness card when I was telling there's someone in your environment that's triggering. And the Three of Swords in reverse, the heart being closed and not wanting to get its healing. Let me see if I will read from the book. Okay. There's a lot of distraction and fear in the world, and when we give our attention to these outside forces, we lose sight of our authentic power. You have the power to live in harmony and peace, but it depends on how you show up for others. Look at any area in your life where you are resisting and judging. Are you pushing against what you fear and lashing out energetically? This is so in alignment with the Three of Swords in reverse. Yeah. We live in a system that thrives on pushing us apart and keeping us separate from one another. Don't fall into this trap. We need each other, differences and all. Just because someone has a different view doesn't mean it isn't valid. We can all exist together by allowing each other to be who we really are. Look at the separations in your life and make a commitment to bring more unity, compassion, and understanding to each situation and relationship. You know intuitively this separation from others who see things differently isn't working. It isn't your true nature. Allow room for all beliefs and truly support others with kindness and love. Listen with care, remove judgment, and refrain from needing to prove anyone right or wrong. The divine assignment is, has part of your life become isolated in a bubble because you have surrounded yourself with a worldview that supports and reinforces your own beliefs? If so, this separation is causing you even more despair. The true you, your spirit and best self, needs diversity, contrast, connection, and unity. This is an invitation to accept and allow for differences. We are all one and need each other. Strive for unity. This is the world your soul truly wants to live in. I'm going to put that there and there. And then the final card is just a short message from the Star Seeds cards here. Okay, and the last card we have is Wisdom. See your adversaries as opportunities to expand your spiritual light. Oh, all right, Aries North Node, that was your reading. Do feel free to come back anytime and check it out. Everything is time-stamped for you. So for the next 3 months, if you want to revisit anything, it will be here for you. And I will be back, I don't know when, but I'll be around. So do make sure that you keep an eye out for my next post, the next video. I wish you all the best in this transitional and transformational time. Know that me, your guides, and a lot of high vibrational beings are supporting you, and you are not alone on this journey. I wish you all the best, and I will see you next time. Take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.